Hi everyone, welcome back to Memories Dogma. Today we're back where in the place where Serrano died. We can see the penis building in the background.
But we can't see the balls, so like Doctor was seen earlier episode. If you want to confirm that it does.
Quite a
like
few of them
penis.
too, and they're all wearing suits. They don't look like normal people just passing through. Looks like we can't get any closer. I guess it makes sense to mark this place as one we might come back to. Shit. Serrano's hiding in the shadows like Reina and me, and she tilts her head in confusion. Where those flowers are is where I got hit by a car?
Also, why is she hiding? It's a fucking hologram. Turn her off for like 5 minutes.
That's what I was told. Also, wouldn't she... Wait a second. If she's a hologram, wouldn't she technically give off a light? I mean, I'm pretty sure holograms can't have backlights, right?
Like, yeah, this setting does not give a shit about what a hologram actually is. Like, they just wanted this character while they're dead, and they want an excuse. It's like, it's a hologram.
Yeah. That's what I was told. Wait, how would she even have a backlight, though? Kakaru wrote this program, so I don't think he would... you know what? I'm reading too far into this. Just accept it.
It doesn't make sense.
It just works.
I mean, that's pretty debatable, but, you know, I get it. It's the Fallout meme.
I thought it was a JoJo meme.
Oh, yeah, for, like, King Crimson or whatever. I don't know about JoJo's, but I know about Todd Howard.
I see. Serrano looks like she doesn't quite believe it and looks around her. And do you remember anything? Even the smallest detail is fine, like the make of the car or the faces of the people in the driver or passenger seat. Serrano desperately tries to remember, but eventually she just shakes her head. I can't even remember coming to a place like this. Then what about the area sync? The first time I came here, there was an image file of the shrine addressed to me from you. Do you remember sending anything else? I sent something like that? Sorry, I can't remember. I see. Sorry, I want to help you, Hiro-kun, but no matter how hard I try, I can't seem to remember anything. Serrano's shoulders droop and Reina comes closer to her. We're the ones asking for the impossible here, so don't look so down. We're grateful you're trying so hard. Reina-chan, you're so kind. Reina and Serrano smile kindly at each other. It really would have been great if these two had met when Serrano was still alive. That thought runs idly through my mind. But that doesn't change the fact that we're still in a deadlock right now. Time slowly passes by. What do we do? What's the best course of action now? I look at my MRD to check the time. Huh? When I look at it, my heart starts to beat faster. Again. What's wrong? When Reina asks, I just show her my MRD. The music stopped. What's gonna happen? I got another one. Another area sync. There's the unmistakable notification on my MRD that I received an area sync data file. But... is this from me too?
It's just from some random guy and like someone sent him a penis.
No, the sender is anonymous.
So penis. I mean, that's what people would do with this area sync shit.
Yeah, I vaguely recall us saying something like that. Like, people would troll the shit
Schools would
out
not
of
be
this.
safe.
Yeah. Like, no, really, you could not use this like this. Like, you remember the month and a half that Pokemon Go was really freaking popular?
Yeah, we even brought that up where like people would put the little like things in front of their stores to get people to show up.
No, not just that. People were using it to set up muggings.
Oh wow, that's yeah.
Yeah.
So
that was a thing for a bit.
Yeah.
Like, it's kind of fucked up.
Yeah.
Reina and Serrano look at each other. An anonymous sender. It has to have been someone who knew I'd come here. I feel a little apprehensive. I take a deep breath and bring up the image file I was sent. When I do, we all see... This is...
That's Aoi, right?
Yeah, that's Aoi, alright.
It's in a bookstore or an archive of some kind?
It's a picture of the inside of a room. The room is only dimly lit, but I can make out a few bookshelves lined up against the wall. In addition, I recognize the interior layout. This is the bookstore that's at the station. There's a few stores near Fuchu Station. One of them is a bookstore. I've been there a few times on my way back from school. Hey, isn't this... Reina points to the center part of the picture. I can vaguely make out the shape of a person. I zoom in to get a better view. I realize the person is a woman, her eyes downcast.
And so this is like Aoi-san, and her arms are behind her back, so she's probably like tied up, damsel in distress, and we gotta go rescue her.
Yeah. I strain my eyes to try to make out who it is. When I recognize them, I let out an involuntary gasp. I can't make out her expression, but it's definitely her. It's Aoi-san. One-chan? Let me see. Serrano and Reina both look at the picture in shock. One-chan, is she trapped there? It does look like her hands and legs are tied up. They didn't hurt her, did they? This picture isn't clear enough for us to be able to tell. I'd like to believe she's okay, but... They don't say anything, but I can tell Reina and Serrano are thinking about the worst case scenario. We have to hurry up and save her. I exchange glances with Reina and we both nod. Either way, we can hardly just sit here waiting for these men to leave. Even if we left for the station now, it would be night before we made it. I delete the picture and stand up. Why would you delete that?
I don't know. Probably.
Wouldn't that be somewhat... That's evidence right there!
Yeah.
Wait. We're about to head off towards the station where Serrano calls out to us. Wouldn't it be dangerous for you guys to go, Hiro-kun, Reina-chan? Yeah, it's clearly a trap. Like, very clearly a trap.
Yeah. Not in the good way. Where they're cute.
Well, yeah, it's almost certainly a trap. And I highly doubt they'll just return Aoi-san if we walk up to them and ask nicely. But Aoi-san's done so much for us that we can hardly just leave her to her fate. But, besides, we don't really have any other leads, so we gotta take the bait. Judging by Serrano's responses, there's no more information we can get out of here anyway. Well, at least we have lightning powers. Maybe, I don't know, we used them once and then they're just irrelevant.
Yeah, like, it's... Wisecrack has a video on South Park, I forget which one it is, but they discuss basically how the South Park writers tell a story. And so it's always supposed to be because ofs and thens, buts, it's and thens are the things that you don't want in the story. So like you want events to flow into each other. So like, okay, a character's having money troubles, so he tries to find a job, but the only job he can get is as like a mascot or something, standing out, handing flyers out. Mm-hmm. And, because of that, he meets a weird homeless guy, and like that's how the story goes. Like the events lead to one another. Mm-hmm. But with a dumb plot, it's and then. The guy has money problems, and then a giant robot crashes through his ceiling, and he has to fight off aliens. And then like he befriends a magic dragon and fights off the aliens. And then like he realizes he was like the son of King Arthur. And like it's a plot that has no like the person just throwing shit at the wall. Yeah. And this is this way of storytelling. Like they just throw shit at you and it's like what does this have to do with anything that just happened?
Yeah.
So there's a world where you store memories, and then X-Men lightning punch microchips and super healing and then hologram girl and police officer and blade arm guy.
And magical girl.
Yeah. Who disappears from the plot for no fucking reason. And then Miko with a pun and mind reading. Like
and future vision powers.
Yeah, like
Anyways, we gotta save Aoi.
Yeah, whatever.
Yeah, we gotta save the waifu.
You can tell we're really invested in this story, audience. I hope you appreciate the passion we have for this.
In that case, our only clue is this picture. It's obviously dangerous to jump headfirst into a trap like this, but at the same time, we might be able to get some information this way. We have to be prepared to make some sacrifices. I don't want to let the wishes you entrusted to me go to waste, Serrano. So even though it's dangerous, I want to go. I see. Serrano looks down, seemingly at a loss for what to say. Eventually, she looks back at us with a serious gaze. Promise me you won't do anything too reckless. Hiro-kun, Reina-chan, I believe we'll meet again. I don't think it's possible not to be reckless. Besides, the amount of time Serrano has left is dwindling. I can't even guarantee we'll meet again. See, I'm sure I've brought this up before, but okay, so, like, she gets digitombed, right?
Yeah, and like
at the end of a certain time. But in order for her to be digitombed, they'd have to have a direct link at all time to the JCO server.
Yeah, like,
right?
I think that's what Kakeru mentioned, that like some of the data was still on there. He just got like a bit of a copy of its own.
So how would she be digitombed? Like, if this is clearly enough to be a functioning human,
right?
Well, a human mind,
yeah.
right? So like, what is there to even lose at this point?
Honestly, like, so if I recall it correctly, it was back early in the series. Like, some of her data's still on their thing that they have to access, but like
yeah, but
I don't know how they're not tracing them back to their location immediately. It's probably something the author forgot to consider because like they don't give a shit about what a GPS is.
Yeah.
This is the alternate history where GPS it exists only in the seconds where it's convenient to the plot, then immediately disappears back in the ether.
Anyways, I can't even guarantee we'll meet again. Got it, I promise. However, I make that promise regardless, because I too hope we meet again. Remember, you promised. I'll see you later then.
So in other words, they're not going to see her again because they made a promise, which makes it more dramatic for the viewers when the promise isn't met.
Yay. I mean, yeah. I look into Serrano's eyes, then cut the connection. As Serrano's faint smile gets sucked into the MRT with the rest of her, I nod. Personally, I don't think it's a good idea to make promises you're not sure you can keep.
On that note, let me take out an image of my awesome family. Did you know it's a week until I retire from my job? Yeah, it was a tough one, but I sure will enjoy my retirement with all these fun things I'll be doing while I'm not dead.
Personally, I don't think it's a good idea. Oh wait, I already read that. Reina mutters quietly, but I pretend I didn't hear her and say, let's go. Nothing more. Reina also replies with a simple yeah, and our conversation ends.
Oh shit, it just occurred to me. That cop guy that was gonna die didn't die yet.
Oh, he will. Give it some time.
But when is he gonna show back up in the story and die?
Volume 2 at the beginning or something?
Hopefully.
Then Reina and I head off towards the station.
But are we even gonna play Volume 2? I kinda just wanted to die in this one so we can get the closure. I mean, this is the same bullshit
we're gonna have to play Volume 2.
This is the same bullshit we're pulling on our audience. This is a load of shit. What kind of asshole would do that to their valuable viewer base and fans?
We gotta save Owie. While mixing in with the crowd of people going to the festival, we make our way to Fuchu Station.
I mean, you gotta withhold closure from people just to get them to watch the next fucking episode of your story. It's just a bunch of shit. You're only good at what you do.
We push our way through the throng and sneak past the police guarding the blockaded street. Unlike the main street, this place is practically deserted.
You know, it's literally the same street, but just dark.
While remaining alert, Reina and I climb the half-destroyed stairs leading to the station building.
That won't be suspicious.
The familiar station plaza looks completely different now. Because of the blast, many of the station buildings are in ruins, and fragments of the broken glass and concrete are strewn about everywhere. This is some pretty bad damage. The small event stage I saw 3 days ago has been blown apart. Lighting equipment and machinery scattered everywhere. Looks like they haven't cleaned anything up at all. They might still be investigating the crime scene. I'll make sure the station entrance is still open. There's yellow tape around it, but the door itself isn't locked. I'll go first. There might already be other people there. Be careful.
Yeah, but on that thing of like the evidence, that was actually a problem like in the past. I think it was like someone it was like 100 years ago or whatever, but like someone like set off a bomb in front of a Wall Street place. And like because the street was so important, they just cleaned it up afterwards, and then they couldn't figure out who did it.
Oh.
Yeah. Because, like, they're just like, oh, yeah, well, I mean, we gotta keep doing this. We gotta clear this shit out of the way. But, you know, because they cleared all the shit out of the way, they had no evidence to catch anyone.
Yeah, well, it's a good thing they don't do that anymore.
Yeah, that's where they learned their lesson.
That's good. I slip through the station door.
I'm actually kind of surprised the author got that one right. Give credit where it's due.
Once I'm inside, I use my MRD's flashlight to illuminate the area. The ticketing area is silent as the grave, and most of the stores have their shutters closed. Looking around, I don't see anyone. I call out to Reina. Coast clear for now. Once Reina's made it inside as well, we head off to the bookstore further in. Normally the station would be brightly lit and packed with people on their way home around this time. Now the lights and air conditioning are both off, and the air inside is lukewarm. I mean, it makes sense, but everyone sure ran away in a hurry. There's a number of pastries just left lying out in the open at a bakery I used to go to sometimes. Some of them have even fallen on the ground. You can see a number of toppled shelves through the window of the convenience store that sits across the bakery. Seeing the disorderly state everything's in, it's obvious just how much chaos there must have been when the explosion occurred. Seeing this much devastation amidst the deathly silence is just eerie. It feels like we're seeing the ruins of a civilization that was here centuries ago. As we keep going, my eyes steadily adjust to the darkness. I just hope there's no one hiding in the shadows. I hope no one tries to sneak up on us from behind. I strain my senses in all directions as I continue onwards. Is Aoi-san really here? Still harboring doubts, we arrive in front of the bookstore that was in the picture. There's shutters drawn across the bookstore on all sides, but the shutter in the front of the store is half open. That's certainly a red flag. I look inside the entrance and see the whole store is dimly lit. The fact that only this area is lit is clearly suspicious. But if Aoi-san's really in here, we gotta go in. Reina, you wait here. Not happening. I'm coming with you. It looks like Reina's already steeled her resolve too. Even if I try to stop her, she'll go anyway. Alright, but just be ready to run away at a moment's notice. Don't worry, I won't slow you down. That's not what I'm worried about. I'm just saying I might not be able to spot everything, so... Thanks, but I know, you don't need to worry about me. Reina lightly pats my shoulder. Alright, then let's go. I bend down and walk under the shutter. And what happens? It's the bookstore. The lights in the bookstore are on. Normally that's supposed to be the case. However, there's some shelves that have been toppled over and stacks of books that have crumbled that make it clear something's wrong here. I'm certain the location that picture of Aoi-san was taken from was, if I recall correctly, the place where Aoi-san had been in the picture was the bestseller corner of the center of the store. There was always a sign there highlighting the top-selling manga, books, and weekly magazines. Reina and I cautiously make our way over there. However, Aoi-san's not there. Shit, so she really isn't here. Let's look around a few other places. I start frantically searching the other aisles, but she's not in the business section or the classical literature section or the paperback section. I don't see Aoi-san anywhere. Did we misinterpret the picture? No, it's definitely this bookstore that was in the picture. At the very least, she must have been here when this picture was taken. Suddenly, everything goes dark. Oh, it's gonna get spooky.
Yep.
What the? I hurriedly turn on my MRD's flashlight. I can only faintly make out the inside of the store. Suddenly, a large shadow appears in front of us. Oh, it's Mr. Friend.
Yeah, blade arm guy.
As if coming out of the shadows, he appears before us once more. When did he manage to sneak in here? I step forward to confront him, putting myself between him and Reina. Sigma. I call him by the name they gave him in the report, and he raises an eyebrow. Oh, and where did you learn about that from? But that's just a code they attached to me. Code? It means absolutely nothing to me. Sigma looks down at us with cold eyes. Where's Aoi-san? And why do you think I'll tell you that? Aren't you the one who sent that picture to us? Picture? Sigma opens his eyes wide and then grins. I see. So that's how they lured you here. You guys are complete idiots to fall for a trick like this. What? Aoi-san's not here? Then where is she right now? I'm pretty sure Sigma knows. More importantly, Sigma takes a step towards us.
Wasn't it obvious she wasn't here?
You'll show me your true power today, won't you? Huh? Don't play dumb with me. I only came here to enjoy a good fight. If you want to talk, it'll have to wait until after. Oh my god, just kill this guy already, Jesus. The moment he finishes speaking, Sigma kicks off the ground. He closes the distance between us in an instant and swings his arm horizontally at me. It feels like Sigma's blade is leaving after images in the darkness. Ugh. I reflexively grab Reina and push us both to the ground. A second later, I hear the blade fly right above my head. The strength of his swing is so great, it feels like he gouged out the very air he cut. If I had just been a second too late, my head wouldn't be attached to my shoulders anymore. A chill runs down my spine. Reina, this way. His voice comes from directly in front of us. The next instant, as if he'd always been there, a huge shadow appears in front of us. It's Sigma, who is supposed to have vanished. Appears is the only word that does it justice. He is literally just there now. His sadistic eyes bore into me. But how did you? What a pity. I can see right through your crude scheme. As he says that, Sigma slashes his right arm down diagonally. His blade whistles as he cuts through the air, cuts through the dark, stagnant air. Ugh, Reina, dodge it. Yeah. I grab Reina and dive to the right. His blade grazes my cheek. Once again, if I had hesitated even a second longer, I'd be dead. Chills run down my spine again. Sigma scoffs at me, who is lying on the floor now. Don't you feel pathetic crawling on the ground like that? Come on, what are you waiting for? Sigma spreads both arms wide as if to say, come on. Damn it, how does he move like that? It looks like he's practically teleporting. I don't know how he's doing it, but at this rate, we're going to be in serious trouble. Damn it all! Hiroki! I push myself off the ground and rush at Sigma. I remember that feeling of heat welling up inside me before. I try to call it back again. I try to recreate the sensation in my mind. That tingly, throbbing feeling where even my sight was burning. But... what, that's it? Sigma swings his right arm lazily, as if he's swatting a fly. If my power was actually working, I'd be able to easily dodge a swing like that and close in on Sigma. Damn. But instead I stop and take a step back. I'm lucky that Sigma didn't put any strength behind his swing, so it's slow. His blade brushes past my nose. I feel the wind created by his slash flow past my cheeks. The current me can't see Sigma's attacks. Can't read them, can't react to them. To top it off, I lose my balance and fall to the ground. Pathetic. This can't be the best you've got. Come at me seriously. Sigma spreads his arms again. I still can't use my power properly. This is bad. This is really bad. This is bad. This is really bad. I'm pretty sure they said it twice. I don't care what happens to me, but I can't let Reina die. That is the one thing I will not allow. Do I have no choice but to try a suicidal rush at him? How many times are we gonna go through this? How many times?
Do you think they're gonna give us a fake bullshit choice this time?
Let's save just in case.
Okay, I mean, we can always just click quick save.
I hurriedly try and stand back up when Reina grabs my arm to stop me.
Yes, time for more mid-combat dialogue.
She leans close to my ear and whispers, Hiroki, you can't let yourself get provoked by him. He's really strong. He's not someone you can beat head on. But at this rate, I didn't say you should give up. She quietly but firmly, and I finally come back to my senses. A strategic retreat is an important part of tactics too. We're at a disadvantage here. Let's go outside. Yeah, Reina's right. I can't panic. I need to calm down. I can't let myself get dragged into his pace. Sigma wants me to attack him. He's just staring at me with his arms spread wide. While keeping Sigma's attention on me, I look around the store's interior, aided by the light coming from my MRD. There's only one way out. The half-open shutter we came in through. If we want to escape the store, it's going to have to be through there. However, Sigma's currently blocking our way there. The distance from here to the entrance is only 7 meters, but that's too far for us. The only way out is through that shutter, but how are we going to make it there? Don't worry. Just grab hold of me and run there with all your might. Hey, what are you whispering about, you maggots? Reina takes a magazine from the fallen bookshelf. What is she planning? If you're not gonna come to me, I'll just have to go to you. Run!
He's gonna throw the magazine as a feint. He's gonna cut it, and they're gonna run past him.
It's gonna be like Metal Gear Solid, where you throw like the porn magazine in front of him.
I think it's only when you're not caught, though.
Yeah. Rain. Oh, they forgot a A there.
Yeah.
Just says rain.
Yeah. That's her rule 36 OC.
Reyna's yell acts as like trigger for me to start sprinting. I take Reyna's hand and push off against the ground hard. You fool. Because of how sudden our dash is, Sigma's a second late to respond. However, he quickly raises his right arm and slashes down as we charge past. His powerful stroke sends the nearby books flying as a storm of paper whirls around us. Tia. What? Reyna throws the magazine she picked up at Sigma. The light and large bundle of A4 paper flips open as it's thrown, and in doing so blocks Sigma's field of view. Oh, come on. Shit. Sigma instinctively tries to defend against the thrown object the object thrown at him. He pulls his hand back and slashes apart the magazine thrown at him. The blade parts the magazine in half like a knife through hot butter. The edge of his blade is frighteningly sharp. He barely moved his arm, yet it easily sliced through the magazine. However, because he stopped to cut it down, we're able to find an opening. Hiroki. Yeah. I take advantage of that opening and run past Sigma. You dare underestimate me? However, Sigma quickly follows up with another attack. He quickly realizes what we tried to do and turns his upper body to swing his arm down on us again. For some reason, his dark blade gleams in the gloom.
Say that 3 times fast.
No. But even I could see that attack coming. I duck down and race across the ground on all fours like some kind of animal. The blade passes safely over my head, though it does take a few of my hairs with it. Gah. With this, I'm sure to be able to make it through, and I run full speed past him. I run straight for the shutter. Don't stop running. Tumble through. Right before I reach the shutter, I pull Reyna's hand as hard as I can and throw her in front of me. Reyna instantly realizes what I'm trying to do. Reyna keeps going full speed towards the shutter and somersaults herself through the gap. She tumbles on the floor outside. Don't think you can escape me. Enraged at being toyed with like this, Sigma's expression twists into one of anger and he chases after us. I frantically look around my surroundings. I spot a dictionary on the ground nearby. Perfect. I swiftly pick it up and throw it at Sigma. Ah. Gah. Just before Sigma can close the gap between us, the dictionary hits him square in the stomach. Sigma's rage had blinded him into a heading rush, so he was unable to dodge it. The force of his own charge makes the dictionary's impact all the more powerful and deals a serious blow to him. Sigma collapses on the floor. It's nowhere near a fatal blow, but should give us enough time to escape. I quickly duck through the shutter. Okay, I was actually kind of clever of them to make his own running super speed
Like a weakness, yeah.
Yeah, I'm surprised they came up with that.
Yeah, it's like a keto. You use your enemy's momentum against them.
Hiroki. Reyna runs over to me with a worried expression on her face. I'm fine. Sigma shouldn't be able to come after us right away. Let's go. 2 of us entwine our hands again. We start running for the station entrance. Wait, if we keep running, he'll just catch up to us again. Reyna points towards a soup store. Let's hide there for now. Don't you think that's a bit too close to the bookstore to hide in? Sigma's probably thinking we've tried to run as far as we can, so we'll trick him by hiding here. I see, this might not be a bad way to buy time. The automatic door to the soup store is slightly ajar. I guess since the electricity isn't working anymore, we'll have to push it the rest of the way. I wrap my fingers around the door and wrench it open. We need to find a place out of view from the outside to hide in. Yeah. Once we're inside, I close the automatic door behind us. The wall facing out of the hallway is entirely made of glass, so it'd be too easy to see inside. And the tables and chairs are a bad idea. He'd just see us through the gaps in the tables. What about the bar area? We run over to the bar. There's ladles, dishes, chopping board, and a knife all scattered around. All signs of just how much of a panic there must have been when the explosion happened. Making sure not to step on anything sharp, I crouch down and hide myself behind the bar. I should be able to buy some time like this. Turn off your flashlight. Reyna covers my MRD with both her hands and she whispers that to me. I turn off my flashlight, leaving the emergency light at the entrance, the sole remaining source of illumination. It gives off a dull light, barely brightening the room at all. The darkness in the station is so dense it feels like it could crush me. The sound of Reina breathing softly next to me serves to remind me that I'm not alone. There's something different about him today. I quietly mutter to Reina, trying to shake off my uneasiness. It's like Sigma's able to teleport now. He's there 1 second and gone the next. His movements are just too fast. I'm not sure if it's because it's too dark to see him properly, if it's... Reina nods silently. His movements certainly are strange. It's like he's appearing and disappearing from nowhere. Is that his special skill? It's a possibility. His special skill. I still haven't been able to figure out how to use mine, but he's already mastered his. Is it proper to capitalize mastered in that sentence?
I don't really know.
There's a massive difference in skill between us. If that's really the case, then you can't fight him head on. Yeah, you're right. I let out a small sigh. Then a moment later I hear it. The sound of footsteps in the hallway outside. Reina and I exchange glances. Thud. Thud. It looks like he's recovered enough to be walking around again. His footsteps echo loudly throughout the station. He's purposely making them loud in order to provoke us. He wants to lure us in. Please don't come this way, please don't come this way. I hold my breath and pray. Thud, thud. My prayer must have been heard since his footsteps finally start to fade away. I'm about to breathe a sigh of relief when I catch myself. Sigma's still here, it's not over yet. I whisper to Reina as quietly as possible. That bastard sounded like he knew something about Aoi-san. Indeed, Sigma's our only source of information right now. I really want to make him talk somehow. But is that even possible? Can we even defeat a guy like that? I don't think it's possible. Reina shakes her head when she hears my griping. It is possible, though it will be very difficult. Right now we keep getting dragged into his tempo. We need to break his rhythm and create an opening somewhere. But how are we going to do that? Reina puts a hand on her chin and thinks. Like you said before, Hiroki, Sigma's different today. Different from how he was before, but why? His strength? No, that seems to be the same as before. Then the environment we're in? But what's different from here than when we met him before? What's different from here and where we met him before? Reina? Reina looks back up at me after pondering for a while. Hey Hiroki, there's something I want to try. What? Reina brings her lips to her ears. Her lips to my ears. Okay, we're gonna get a little... Okay, we're not gonna know until they do it. The plan she lays out is one hell of a gamble. Do you really think it'll work? I think so. As long as you manage to buy enough time, we have a chance. At the very least, it sounds like Reina's run this through her in her head a few times. Reina nods with a quiet confidence. I lock eyes with her and nod back. Alright, let's give it a shot. I'll put my faith in Reina's plan. Wait, don't turn this into an all-or-nothing gamble. The moment you think it's too dangerous, I want you to abandon the plan and run. I'll be fine. Besides, we need to bring Aoi-san back with us alive. I promise I'll be careful. I promised Serrano I'd come back alive. I won't die here. We all come back safe and sound to meet again. Alright, then good luck to both of us. Reina looks straight at me and nods one last time. I'm gonna need some kind of weapon. This should do. I pick up a knife that's laying on the bar counter. I hide it in my jeans pocket to retain the element of surprise. Oh man, that would be uncomfortable as hell.
It would probably, work its way through the pocket lining pretty fast if it's, a knife that you want to use for, a combat thing, so...
Yeah. Reina starts making her way to the table, still crouched low to the ground. I quietly follow after her. Now then, where did you go? Reina cuts me off. As I fall silent, I hear the faint noise of shoes scraping across the ground. Looks like he's back. He seems to have realized we didn't leave yet. He's sharp. His footsteps get closer, one step then another then another. Eventually his feet stop, right in front of the soup store. Silence blankets the station once more. What's he doing? Suddenly a thunderous roar that shakes me to my very bones. I barely manage to keep myself from crying out in surprise. The noise doesn't stop. He's smashing the glass wall apart. The uneven rhythm of his blade slicing into the glass screeches in my ears. There's not really a... Like, there's a light tapping noise playing, but, like, there's not what they're describing on screen.
Yeah.
I grit my teeth and bear it. Reina, too, knits her eyebrows but doesn't make a sound. He hits the walls over and over, and each time the glass looks like it's about to give way completely. He must know we're hiding in here by now. He has to know, and now he's having fun tormenting us while we hide. He was like this before, too, when he opened his arms and dared me to attack him. Sigma wants us to fight back, so he can't thoroughly defeat us before he'll kill us. When I realize that, my anger starts to bubble up. Hiroki. I feel like the prickling sensation of electricity running through my stomach. My blood starts boiling. Our lives are worth even less than dirt to Sigma. You fucking bastard. I feel power start to build up in my arm. My whole field of vision begins to go red. Reina, I'm gonna break the glass. Eh? I stand and pick up a chair and throw it at the glass wall with all my might. With the deafening crash, the glass shatters and flies everywhere. What? Sigma yells in surprise. Riding this sudden new wave of energy, I jump out of the hole I made in the wall. Sigma's right outside the soup store. His sharp gaze pierces through me. The art looks very different in this one.
Yeah, I like how it says soup bar twice.
Yeah. He must have sliced apart the chair as it flew out. There's splinters of wood all around his feet. So you didn't run away after all. Who'd run from you? You've got guts, I'll give you that. But if you're here, then you've got something up your sleeve, right? Sigma declares confidently, certain that he's seeing through us. The edge of his lips curve upwards into a sneer. Even he's not stupid enough to think we didn't strategize at all with the time we bought. I stare straight at Sigma and yell loudly. Reina, run! With my words as the signal, Reina leaps out of the hole I made in the glass wall. She starts running down the hallway towards the entrance of the station.
I really would like to see that animated, like, you know, just like how that looks. It's just like, you know, there's like a broken glass there, and they're like standing to their house, like, Reina, run! This like blue-haired little girl just like jumps out of the glass window, like tucks and rolls, and then just floors it, you know?
Hey, that girl. Sigma moves to try and attack her, but I spread both my hands out to stop him. Leave her alone. I'm your opponent here. Very well. I've seen you finally found your courage. Sigma returns his gaze to me. That's the ticket. Keep your eyes on me. I'll finally be able to see you get serious now. Sigma says condescendingly. Trying to encourage my scared self, I utter a retort. Only if you prove you're good enough to deserve it. I didn't think you'd still be calm enough to crack jokes. Now then, show me your true power. Sigma kicks off the ground and charges at me. The force of his leap is so strong, dust clouds swirl in his wake. It sounds like someone just shot a bullet. The distance between us is around 4 meters, but it might as well be nothing for how fast Sigma closes in.
By the way, for any of our American viewers, like, a meter is about the same length as a yard.
Oh, they don't use meters there?
No, they use the imperial system instead of actual real units.
Okay.
Your measurement system's a bunch of fake, made-up bullshit. Get with the times.
Just insult my audience, why don't you?
Okay, look, I'm not saying Pete Gasper agrees with it, but like that's just my hot take for the episode. An
instant later, Sigma's right arm comes into my field of view. Good. I swiftly backstep and just barely avoid his swing. It's not over yet. He must have read my reaction. Sigma quickly attacks again. Sigma leaps forward, closing the gap I created with my backstep. He pulls his arm back and slashes down diagonally this time. His wide swing is easily able to reach out all the way towards me. However, the moment my feet hit the ground, I take an even bigger back step. Sigma's heavy slash only grazes my nose. Still just running away? What a coward. Sigma spits out, not even bothering to hide his disdain. I regain my balance and carefully continue the back away. That tingling feeling of electricity flowing in the pit of my stomach never stops. This is it. This is the feeling that means my power is working. I can see Sigma's movements a little bit better now. If all you're going to do is run, then... Sigma mutters softly. At the next instant, Sigma's body starts to sway a little and then disappears into the darkness. He did it again. He's coming. Die, you bastard! His voice leaps out from behind me. He got around me. Chills run down my spine. I drop to the ground as fast as possible. His blade swings horizontally through the spot I was in a moment ago. The slash is so powerful it cuts through the air itself. He clicks his tongue. He only managed to cut a few of my hairs.
He does a lot of horizontal slashes that get ducked under. You'd think he would, like, only do vertical or something from now on. Just hit straight to the ground.
I don't even have the time to be terrified at how close to death I was. I need to put some distance between us again. Still on the ground, I tumble forward to try and escape from Sigma. Stop fooling around. He swings his blade down at me as he yells. Gug. Sigma's arm grazes my left leg. Even though it only grazed it, it's still cut pretty deep. That's not what grazed means, though.
Even though I was rich, I was still kinda poor.
Blood pours down my leg. Yeah. I let out an involuntary groan at the pain. Sigma seems to be even angrier at seeing me in such a pathetic state. Come on, stand up. Don't tell me that's all you got. Shut up. Holding my left leg, I stand up. Then dragging my left leg along, I head towards the station exit. You're just going to try and run again, huh? He mutters softly and disappears again. I speed up and only manage to at least make it outside the station building. However, Sigma's standing outside waiting for me. When did you manage to... You just don't learn, do you? Sigma's blocking the path out of the station. I quickly glance around to assess my situation. There has to be somewhere I can run to. There. Get serious. Show me your real power. Then die. Sigma dashes forward and raises his right arm blade. He kicks up the clouds of dust again, which glints sharply in the moonlight, contrasting against the dark of the night. You fucking... It's okay. I can still see his movements. I match my timing to the start of his swing and jump back with all my might. I manage to dodge, but only because my left leg is injured. But because my left leg is injured, I lose my balance and... I make it. My foot catches on the slight elevation difference between my landing point and the space directly behind me, and I stagger backwards. The place I land is the event stage and the station plaza. I plant both feet firmly on what remains of the stage. I have you cornered this time. Sigma's impatience is clearly visible as he vanishes into the shadows again. I mustered every last drop of my strength to run all the way here to the event stage. Sigma appears again from the shadows right away, standing right in front of me just as planned. He's standing right in the center of the event stage. Shit. What a shame. I thought I'd be able to have some more fun fighting against you, but it seems I overestimated you. His previous anger gone, he now just shrugs his shoulders sadly. However, he still raises his blade. You really pissed me off. You know that? I expected a lot more from you. So at the very least, let me enjoy watching you suffer as you die. Sigma's cruel smile is clearly visible, even in the dim moonlight. As Sigma raises his blade up high... Reina! I shout as loudly as I can. Sigma's suddenly enveloped in a blinding white light. What? All of the stage lights turn on at once, all of them pointed at Sigma. The light is so blinding it feels as if I could wipe the very existence of darkness out of the world. The entire stage is bathed in this blindingly white light. Dazzling, sparkling, vibrant, exposing all that hides within the shadows. Now, Hiroki. Reina shouts from far away, holding one of the spotlights. I charge Sigma.
Demonetized.
What?
Oh, just like the position they're on?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I ram full force into him. We both tumble to the ground. With his eyes accustomed to the darkness, being hit by that much light at once must have blinded him completely. Sigma is too busy protecting his eyes with his arms to realize what I'm doing. Shit you. Try your disappearing act now, Sigma. However, Sigma remains visible in the light. After knocking Sigma to the ground, I straddle him. I pin his right arm blade down with my left leg and his left shoulder with my right hand. I put my whole weight into it. You bastard, your legates! I told you I'd show you my real power if you proved you were worth it. My leg is already healed thanks to my power. I take the knife I grabbed back in the soup store out of my jeans pocket. I put the edge of it against Sigma's throat. Where is Aoi-san? Tell me. I turn all the pain I had to suffer at his hands into strength and hold him down. Sigma actually looks like he's suffering for once. I see, so from the start your goal was never... That's right, everything was just to lure you here. You can't vanish into the light, can you? Reina had deduced that Sigma's power might have something to do with shadows. Okay, well I'm not even gonna question how the hell that works.
Whatever bullshit X-Men gene shit.
We've run into Sigma 2 times before. Of those 2 times, one was in a bright location, the other was in a dark one. The only time Sigma was able to appear and disappear at will was from the shadows of somewhere dark. If we were able to remove the source of his power, the shadows, we'd be able to restrain him. How would you ever come to the conclusion that, ooh, teleporting powers only work in the darkness?
I mean, yeah, like it was also, this was like a later example. You think he could have just been like stronger because he like trained his shonen power shit or whatever, like every other battle series?
That was what Reina deduced. That was why I drew Sigma's attention and tried to buy time. Reina, meanwhile, was setting up the lights on the event stage to give us the opening we need to take Sigma down. That's why I avoided using more power than necessary, and lured Sigma over to the nearest event stage while avoiding taking a fatal blow. Having finally understood the reason behind my actions, Sigma lets out a small sigh. So you were one step ahead of me the whole time. Hurry up and finish me off. All we want is to know where Aoi-san is. There's no reason to kill you. We'll hand you to the police. They can decide what to do with you.
No, you can't hand them police because he killed the police last time they were fighting them, so like...
From the start, Reina and I had agreed that our goal wasn't to kill Sigma. After all, we have to drag Aoi-san's location out of him.
Kill him after the fact.
Where is Aoi-san? You'll find out soon enough. Just hurry up and kill me already. Didn't I just tell you I'm not going to kill you? Not the kind of thing you should be saying right now.
Like, this is stupid. It's like, oh, well, we restrained Godzilla, but we can't kill him. That'd be animal cruelty. I'm sorry. Sometimes you gotta make fucking choices about shit because it's dangerous to not do the thing you think might be bad.
You're being naive, boy. Sigma's expression changes suddenly, confusing me. Why is he staring at me so calmly?
Probably has some, like, bullshit poison pills in his teeth or whatever.
That kind of naivety will be your downfall.
Or he's gonna stab Hiroki.
If you're this spineless, you don't have a chance in hell at stopping the storm to come. Think carefully, boy. If you don't man up now, things won't end the way you want them to. I'm pretty sure he's manned up at this point.
Lightninged up at the very least.
After all, we're the same, you and I.
No one has ever wrote that line of dialogue before.
There was a gunshot noise. It was like a silence gunshot. With a strange noise, Sigma's words stopped there.
R.I.P. Sigma.
Huh? For a second, I don't realize what's happened. But as I continue staring at Sigma's face, I notice it. There's a small hole in the center of his forehead. There's blood coming out of the back of his head. What? Oh, okay, it went through him. I was thinking like it was stuck and the bullet would be in his head still.
Yeah.
I stand up and back away quickly. Sigma's eyes are staring up blankly, seeing nothing. I cannot bring myself to avert my gaze from him. What happened? Hiroki, just now, something... Reina calls out to me as she runs up, and I'm finally able to tear my eyes away from him. When I look over, I see Reina's hands are tightly clasped together. She must be shaken too, her hands are trembling. I try to stand between Reina and Sigma's corpse so she can't get a good look at it, but I'm unable to hide it completely. When she sees Sigma, Reina tightly grabs onto my sleeve. Who would do such a thing? Who would do such a thing? It's obvious, isn't it? Even though she asked, Reina probably knew. Who is it? I notice someone on the staircase leading towards the bridge. The person who finished off Sigma is standing right over there.
Don't.
They're slowly coming towards us!
Good. There was an extra panel there. Okay, is it long enough for an episode?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, we're doing this again. And just so you know, yes, I was aware it was hypocritical to complain about that. That was, in fact, the joke. Anyways, see you next time, guys.
Tune in next time, you'll see who shot Sigma and who they're going to be.